Hello everyone, myself Tanuj Jankal. I am assistant professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering at Jaipur Engineering College. Today in this video, we're gonna study about rotor resistance control. This is also known as static rotor resistance control, or it can also be known as external rotor resistance control. In the syllabus of 6th and electrical, in the subject electrical drives, this topic is given as external rotor resistance control of induction motor. So let's start with this topic. In this method of external resistance control of rotor of induction motor, what we are doing, we are changing the resistance of slip ring induction motor's rotor. Okay, so by changing the resistance, we will obtain the change in speed of slip ring type induction motor. See, this method is one of the most conventional method of speed control of slip ring induction motor. Okay, let's start with this topic. As I have just told you, this is the most conventional method of speed control of induction motor. It demands simultaneous and precise variation of all the three balanced resistors of each phase. What it means, as we know, there are three phases in induction motor. So in this method, we have to vary all the three phases resistance equally and simultaneously at the same time. So the variation should be same in all the resistance or all the phases resistance, so it will not disbalance or unbalance the induction motor. So very precision is required in this type of scheme of speed control. To overcome this limitation, see, this is the limitation. The second point is the limitation, because manually we can't do this. Okay, so to overcome this limitation, a high frequency thyristor family based chopper is used, which ensures the variation of resistance in simultaneous manner. Okay, so we will use a thyristor family based chopper. A thyristor family based means either it will be a SCR based or a transistor based or any switch which belongs to the thyristor family. Okay, so and the rotor slip is rectified in the in a diode rectifier with a bridge configuration. A bridge configured rectifier, diode based rectifier, which means uncontrolled rectifier, will be used to rectify the slip power. Okay, and fed through a filter choke of an external resistance. So we will see the circuit and you will understand what we are talking about. The circuit diagram. This is three-phase AC supply. This is the induction motor, slip ring type induction motor. These are the three different resistance for three phases of the rotor. Let R, Y and B. So this will be the R phase, Y phase and B phase, or we can say R, Y, B, R phase, Y phase, B phase. So IR is the current coming in the R phase from the R phase winding to this R leg. Okay, see, this is the rectifier circuit, diode based three-phase rectifier. Okay, now the effective value of resistance across the terminal AB is RAB. Okay, and is varied by varying the control of this transistor connected T. By changing the control angle of this transistor, I can change the resistance between A and B. Okay, so and the inductor LD is added to reduce the ripple and discontinuity continuity in the DC link current. which means if there is a spike in that current, it will reduce the spike of that current, and if unwanted or discontinuities came into the current signal, so this will filter out those uh, discontinuity and ripples, and will try to provide a smooth current through this transistor or that resistor R. Okay, when the ripple current is neglected, which when the ripple is neglected in the current, then the armature current will be given by so the RMS rotor current will be given by IR equals to root 2 by 3 ID. IR, this IR will be equals to root 2 by 3 ID. Okay, you should mark this equation. We will gonna use this equation in further uh, calculation. And so now you have seen that circuit diagram. Now this is the waveform. This is the waveform for the of the rotor current IR. Okay, now IR, the value of IR is equals to ID. Okay, this is 120-degree conduction waveform. Here you can see, here it is 0, here it is ID for 120-degree conduction, then again 0, then again 0 for next 30 degree, then again 120-degree conduction, then again for 30 degree it is 0. So to overcome this discontinuity, we have used LD. Okay, so the resistance between terminal A and B will be 0 when the transistor is on. Yes, when the transistor is on, it will short the circuit and all the current will flow from the transistor only. Okay, and it will be R when it is off. When transistor is open, then the current will have to flow from the resistance R, as the transistor will be offering the infinite resistance to the current. So that's why it will flow from point A to R, then R to B. Okay, from that leg, R leg. So the resistance will be R at the time when transistor will be off. Therefore the average value of resistance will be, so we have to find the average value of resistance for on and off total time. It will be given by RAB, which is resistance between AB terminal, is equals to 1 minus alpha into R, where alpha is the duty cycle. Okay, so alpha is equals to T on upon T for the chopper, where T is the total time, and it will be given by T on plus T off. So we can say alpha is equals to T on upon T on plus T off. Okay, so the power consumed by RAB is given by, which is the power consumed between the terminal A and B resistance, is given by PAB is equals to the current flowing through that branch is ID, and the resistance of that branch is RAB. So ID square RAB, we know P is equals to I square R. We are using that similar formula. PAB is equals to ID square RAB. So now RAB, we have just seen that RAB is equals to R into 1 minus alpha. So we have placed the value of RAB here. So we will get ID square R 1 plus alpha. Okay, this will be the equation for power. Now power consumed per phase will be given. This is for 3 phases. Now we have to find for per phase. So we will divide it by 3. Okay, so we will get 0.5 R 1 minus alpha IR square. You must be thinking from where I have placed the IR square. See, we have just seen that IR is equals to root 2 by 3 ID. From that equation, I have placed the value of ID in this equation. Okay, which is nothing but ID is equals to IR root 3 by 2. Okay, when we place here, we will get IR square 3 by 2. So 3 will cancel out each other, this 3 and the 3 which will come here. Okay, and what we will get, R 1 minus alpha IR square by 2. Okay, so 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5. So I have mentioned it like this: 0.5 r 1 minus alpha IR square. Okay, this will be the power consumed. So similarly you can calculate the per phase resistance. Okay, now see the closed loop block diagram or closed loop control drive for this scheme. See, this is the closed loop control of slip ring induction motor with external rotor resistance control, or we can also call this as static rotor resistance control. Okay, so what we are doing here, this is the three-phase supply. Okay, this is induction motor. Here we are using a sensor which will sense the speed of the rotor. So now the speed of the rotor, let omega m, this is actual speed of the rotor, will be compared with the reference speed what we want. Okay, let take an example. Let the speed of the motor at current status of the speed of the motor is 900 rpms, and we require 1000 rpms. Okay, which is the reference vm star. So now it has sensed that the speed is omega m, which is equals to 900 rpm, and the reference speed is also fed to the comparator, which is 1000 rpm. So we will get minus 100 rpm over here. This minus 100 rpm is fed to, which is the error in speed or actual speed, is fed to the speed controller. Now speed controller will calculate or uh, calculate or convert it into the signal which will be fed to the current limiter. Now here what it is doing, according to that 100 ampere 100 rpm, the current limiter will give a id, the reference current. Okay, the reference current will be given by this current limiter. Now this reference current will be compared with the actual current sensed from that circuit, that rectifier circuit. Okay, so now the error will be fed to the current controller, and current controller will give a signal to the base drive. Base drive is nothing but the control unit which will define the value of delta or alpha, or you can say duty cycle, or also it also can be represented as D or capital D. Okay, so this will be given to the transistor for that switching purpose. Now this transistor will switch as per the requirement. So now the speed of the rotor will again change, and this loop will keep on working for the time until we will get the desired speed of the rotor. This is the speed control of slip ring, closed loop speed control of slip ring induction motor with static rotor resistance control method. Okay, thank you for watching the video.